Unlimited fans, welcome to another video where I got an interesting deck for you all today. Cassian Tarkintown. Now, a little story time to how exactly I came about this deck. As you know from the Hondo Colossus video I did a while back, I told you all that I usually look up what's winning right now in the meta, like what's winning PQs or major tournaments or store champions. What are people tinkering with and playing with? And this top deck website I go to, you find your normals, like you got Hondo Tarkintown, kind of a JTL leader. There's Poe Dameron, Data Vault. There's Luke Skywalker Data Vault. There's Boba Data Vault. There's Kylo Ren Tarkintown, the Kylo Ren leader from LOF. I should clarify that. That's that Kylo Tarkintown. There's Kylo Ren, like ECLs, Kylo Ren Data Vaults. There's Cad Banes. There's Sabines, Quinlins, the decks you would expect to be right now the best decks of the format, without a doubt. The decks that you would find in any big meta competitive tournament. But sometimes you get decks like this, like Trench Colossus, which I recently played at the locals. It was nasty. I don't like playing control of my locals, but I do like playing Trench. So I usually bring one control deck to locals, and that's really about it. So I brought that to locals. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, there was that deck. There was the Hondo Colossus deck that I found one time, and then I happened to stumble onto this one. Well, this Cassian Tarktintown deck, I believe placed second or third in the list. It only came from a 19-person minor tournament. So it's not like this Cassian suddenly came in second place at a 64 or 100-person PQ and surprised everyone. No, it didn't do that, though I do think it could have surprised some people at like an event like that. But nonetheless, we shouldn't scoff at the fact that a 19-person tournament where the meta is probably defined by Poes and Bobas and Cads and Sabines, the big decks of the format, we should not take the scoff that, you still got in the top with this deck. So I thought, you know what? This looks cool. This looks interesting. This is something we wouldn't typically see at all. Let's check it out. So, Cassian Andor is a leader from Spark of Rebellion that states on his friend's side, action tap 1, pay 1, tap him if you've dealt 3 or more damage to an enemy base. This phase, draw 1 card. So again, as long as you've dealt at least 3 or more damage at all in the phase you're in, you can draw 1 card. He comes out on 6 resources. He is a 4, 5, or 4/6. And then on his backside, whenever you deal at least any form of damage to your opponent's base, you get to draw 1 once per turn. So it's a hard once on his backside, much like it's a hard once on his front side. And then we're using everybody's hated base, Tarkintown, epic action, deal 3 damage to a non-leader unit. Now let's move into the deck itself. For the ground units, we have triple benthic 2 tubes on attack, give a friendly aggression unit gains a raid 2. Triple Mr. Bones. I don't think we're ever going to actually have no cards on our hand, but there is maybe the chance we could do it, or we could just have it here for the 3 damage, which automatically meets the threshold for Cassian, so we can have that draw 1. Mr. Bones states on attack, if you have no card in your hand, you may deal 3 damage to a ground unit, so if we do have the chance to do that, we can, but unfortunately, I don't think we're really going to see that much happening. We have triple Reckless Gunslinger, when played, deal 1 damage to each base, and we can smuggle it out for 3 and aggression. Double spec Force Soldier, when played, a unit loses Sentinel for the phase. Really good to play if our opponent's got a Sentinel up and we just need to hit the base, so we just play this to remove the Sentinel. We have triple Bo-Katan, Kyrie's. When defeated, for each player with 15 or more damage on their base, draw a card, including yourself and your opponent. Really good actually in Twin Suns, by the way. Not a bad card in Twin Suns, because then you can draw up to 4 cards. We have double Sabine Wren. Again, we don't care about the triple aspect thing because we're never going to achieve that in any way. The only way you can achieve that is if you're going to play Hera. On attack, you may deal 1 damage to defender or base. We have a triple Wolf. It's got Saboteur, and then when played on attack, bases can't be healed for this phase. So really nice if you're playing into like healing bases or functionality or restore units or anything like that. We have double Cassian Andor, Smuggle, which we always are going to do. Smuggle for aggression and heroic, 5 aggression and heroic. When played using Smuggle, you just ready him up. Triple Fighters for freedom. Majority of our deck is aggression, so this is going to be really good. Saboteur, when you play another aggression card, you may deal 1 damage to a base. Double K2SO with Overwhelm, and when defeated, each opponent chooses 1, either deal 3 damage to that player's base, or that player discards a card from their hand. And then finally, Double Wrecker. Overwhelm, and when played, you may defeat a friendly resource, and if you do, deal 5 damage to a ground unit. For the space, we have a triple Crackshot V-Wing. When played, control no other fighters, deal 1 damage to this unit, and then triple Green Squadron A-Wing for just its raid 2. For our events, we have triple Daring Raid to do 2 damage to a unit or a base. Double Heroic Sacrifice, draw 1 card, then attack with a unit. For this attack, it gets +2 and +0, and gains when this attack deals combat damage, defeat it. Triple Open Fire to deal 4 damage to any unit. Triple Aggression, we can choose 2 in any order. Draw a card, defeat up to 2 upgrades, ready unit with 3 or less power, deal 4 damage to a unit. And then finally for upgrades, we have Triple Guild Target. Attach unit gains bounty, deal 2 damage to a base. If it's a unique, you deal 3 damage instead. And double Hot Shot Blaster, which you can smuggle out for 3 and Cunning. In our deck, we're going to have this, if we want to smuggle it out, it'll be for 5. Because we'll have to pay the aspect penalty. And then when played using smuggle, attack with attached unit. That is our Cassian Andor Tarkintown deck. Let's take it to Care Bass to see how well we do. Alright, so an interesting one indeed. We got Revan Lake Country. Let's see, what do we got? Our hand is actually pretty nicely sculpted. I think we're going to keep. We can put the Wrecker away, and I think we could go for putting the Spec Soldier away. So Revan is when a friendly unit attacks and defeats a unit, they have to survive. You may exhaust the leader. If you do get an experience token to that friendly unit. If you draw 5 or more resources, you can deploy him for 360. He has the exact same thing. If a friendly unit kills something by battle and survives, you can give it an experience token. If you control 5 or more resource, and then he restores 1 as well. So interesting, you're only playing Lake Country. This means that everything in your deck is mono black. Not that, there's nothing wrong with mono black. I used to play mono black commander back in the day. But it's a very interesting thing here. Okay, so we got the Incinerator Trooper. I think because of that Incinerator Trooper, I'm going to claim the initiative. I cannot let that Incinerator Trooper live. This thing can get out of hand very fast. We could put a Sabine away. Okay, so if you don't know what Incinerator Trooper does, it's while this unit is attacking, it deals combat damage before the defender. So basically, it's got first strike. That aspect. So I do not want a first strike body sitting on the battlefield that can immediately first strike off Benthic 2 tubes and deal all that damage. So we're just going to go for a Fighters of Freedom and pass. We could put the Cassian away for that. We could put a blaster on them as well. But first off, let's just get the Cassian into resources. So it's very interesting to see that someone wants to play Revan Lake Country. This doesn't seem like a good deck. Nothing against Revan. He's just not a good leader. Okay, why do we have this out? That doesn't do anything for you, sir. That doesn't do anything. The aspect is that this is completely useless for you because of the fact that you didn't even have the ambush ability. So, okay. I mean, each his own, I guess. But that's kind of a strange tech there because technically it does get pretty big. We can go Cassian to draw 1, Fires for Freedom. Let's go Sabine to deal 1 extra damage. Mr. Bones to deal 1 extra damage. Pass. Okay, well that will kill it off even with the we can put what's in our resources? Yeah, let's put a Bo-Katan away in our resources here. Even if he does kill the Fires for Freedom, with okay, so that's just got a little bigger than what I wanted it to be. Okay, okay, construct the lightsaber. He's got what on him? Okay, so if he's a villain unit, which he is, he's got raid 2. Okay. So he's now raid 2 on his backside here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to deal 1 damage to him, ping off the shield, do another 2 damage. Revan's lightsaber is now on this thing. Okay, it's even bigger. Open fire, kill it off. Oh, deal 1 damage to the base because of Fighter for Freedom. He's now got 14 health because, again, of the nice little handy, helpful grit that's on Revan's lightsaber. Let's just get rid of this dirt. This guy automatically together. Deal another damage to the base. Let's attach a hotshot blaster to the Fighters for Freedom. Deal another damage there. Okay, so we took the 3 damage. We're just going to sacrifice the Fighters for Freedom, kill off Revan there, and then I'm just going to pass. We could put a Reckless Gunslinger into the resources. All right, well, that was interesting. That Dark Tyrannus sure was powered up. I mean, look at that. He had Darth Revan's lightsabers and the constructed lightsaber on him. That was one beefed up Dark Tyrannus. That was one beefy Dark Tyrannus for sure. Cassian Andor. All right, so we do have the ability to bring out Cassian. We do have the ability to bring out the Gunslinger if we need be, but we're already down on 16 because of the Dark Tyrannus. Maybe there would have been a point there that maybe once I saw the that's gonna get out of hand over there in space, that's for sure. Once I saw the, oh my gosh, now he's gonna do consumed by the dark side, get 2 experience to it, 2 experience tokens to a unit, and then deal 2 damage to it. All right, so we can go Wolf or the Fighters for Freedom. Like, what's our luck that? Oh wait, what am I doing? I just killed this off with Tarkintown. What am I doing? We can do Wolf. Deal 1 damage. Pass. I don't know what I'm doing. I had Tarkintown still active. I don't know why you did Consumed by the Dark Side knowing the fact that I had Tarkintown active. That's a little weird if you ask me. I would have not done Consumed by the Dark Side knowing that I still have a Tarkintown trigger active. But yeah, okay. That was a little scary getting out of hand. I'm not resourcing in car. My opponent is assigned to take their action or pass. They still have 6. I still have my leader active. Consumed, we can get rid of that for consumed. We can swing 4, trigger to draw 1. Ooh, look, it's K2SO. He's gonna come out. No, we're not playing with the Flame Trooper, son. Those are not getting out of hand anytime soon. So you can just go put that right back. 1 damage, 1 damage. Pass. No need to resource. I think we're winning this. Why anyone still wants to play Revan at all? This feels like the worst leader out of the entirety of this set. He's a mono leader that does barely anything. I mean, yeah, the Dark Tyrannus was neat. Dark Tyrannus with a bunch of lightsabers on him to beat stick me into death was pretty cool. We're going to give that to Cassian. We will just trigger the draw here to get the crack shot B-Wing. My opponent is going to claim the initiative. There's not much else they could do. We can just run K2SO into that, deal 3 damage to our opponent's base. And then what we can do here is I think we can give a raid 2. So this should get raid 4 theoretically, because we can do this to deal 4 damage to a unit. We can then ready a unit with 3 less power. And then we deal 1 damage to the base. This goes again, and we give the raid there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, we won with all that. Nonetheless, that is a win! All right. Well, a little strange that our game had to go against Revan Lake Country. Not exactly what I'd call good. When you're specifically having to stick everything in mono black. But it was close. I mean, we're only at 25 health base. He nearly killed us with a Dark Tyrannus, but I think I almost killed us by the Dark Tyrannus, because I think I should have waited for him to swing the Dark Tyrannus, especially after he had Revan's lightsabers on there, because of the fact I totally forgot Revan's lightsabers gives grit to a Sith unit, which Dark Tyrannus is a Sith. But nonetheless, this deck is kind of fun. It's just hyper aggro. I mean, that's the name of the game with this deck. It's hyper aggro. That's all you're doing. Punching for the big damage so that you can draw the card, see what you need, and then continue to punch. The benthic 2-tubes creating a raid for Cassian Andor is quite funny. But nonetheless, that's what this deck is. It's just hyper aggro. Punch your opponent in the face 1,000 times until they are dead. That is the name of the game with Cassian Tarkintown. But yeah, nonetheless, it's a cool deck. I can see why someone would like take it to a 19-person tournament and then maybe get in top, because no one expects this. No one expects you to come in with this strange hyper aggro like strategy, like this quick beatdown strategy, you know? It's just not something you would typically think about seeing at all. But yeah, it's cool. It kind of reminds me of Poe double red, Poe Dameron double red, where you kind of want to go into like the reckless fire spray and then swing for a whole lot of damage and then trigger like Bravado or Kogarian turn to then restand and deal another bunch of damage. It kind of reminds me of that strategy as well. But nonetheless, really neat deck. Just really cool. I'm glad that, you know, you can go online and find topping decks and you find like these unique decks that you wouldn't think would ever top, but are just very unique. Like Admiral Akbar last season, the JTL meta, where we had Admiral Akbars winning. So, I mean, neat. It's all neat. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys, down in the comments on this Cassian Tarkintown deck. What are your thoughts overall on the gameplay? What I could have done better? What are your thoughts on that Revan Lake Country deck? It just doesn't feel good. Revan needs another color, and Lake Country is not giving you that other color. But yeah, let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you can notify when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time. I'm on Dragons, TCG.